In this section, which is also the last section of our lecture, we will talk about the procedure known as septoplasty. Plasty is the term used for the repair, so as the name shows, it's the repair of the septum. And I already mentioned in the previous section also that septoplasty is now taking over SMR, which is submucosal resection used for the deviated nasal septum. Instead of that, now the septoplasty is more commonly performed. And the indication where the SMR is usually required or performed is only when the bone and cartilage is required for the grafting purposes. So in this section, when we will talk about septoplasty, we will discuss the indications and contraindications of septoplasty, anesthesia, position and technique, and also as we are talking about the all the procedures, we talked about how we should manage the patient after the procedure, what's the post-operative care of the patient, and what are the complications of the procedure. So septoplasty is a conservative approach to septal surgery. As much of the septal framework as possible is retained. So in this, if there is the abnormality in the septum defect, that is removed, and then the reshaping of the septum is performed. So conservative approach to septal surgery, as much of the septal framework as possible is retained, remaining is removed. Mucoperichondrial periosteal flap generally raised only on the one side. So only one side of the nasal cavity, one side of the septum is involved, and the mucoperichondrium and mucoperiosteal flap is removed from the one side. Replace the SMR operation. Indications for septoplasty, we have a deviated septum, DNS. As a part of septorhinoplasty, if there are repair of septum and nose, as a part of lot of people, they need as a cosmetic surgery to fix the or repair the nose, this can also be performed. Recurrent epistaxis, recurrent bleeding, this is also an indication. For approach to middle meatus or frontal recess in endoscopic sinus surgery. Access to endoscopic dacryocystorhinostomy operation. And approach to pituitary fossa, in which we have pituitary gland present in the pituitary fossa, and if there are some abnormalities, tumors, growth, and they need to access the pituitary fossa, that's the approach they use. So all these are different indications. Recurrent epistaxis for approach to middle meatus or frontal recess in endoscopic sinus surgery, access to endoscopic dacryocystorhinostomy operation. So these are all the indications for septoplasty. Contraindications, conditions in which we should not use acute nasal or sinus infection. If there is acute infection, we should not do the septoplasty. Untreated diabetes, hypertension, bleeding diathesis, all these are contraindications. We should not perform the septoplasty. Anesthesia and position. Anesthesia, local or general, as with all ENT surgeries, we saw we can give the local anesthesia or general. In cooperative adult patient, local anesthesia is preferred. In children, anxious, uncooperative patients, usually the general anesthesia is given. Position is the same as for SMR operation. Here, patient is in the reclining position with the head elevated or raised. Technique is infiltrate the septum with 1% lidocaine with lignocaine with adrenaline 1:100,000. Killian's incision, deviated septum, slightly curvilinear incision, 2 to 3 millimeter above caudal end of septal cartilage on concave side. This is the Killian incision. That's the one incision. The other incision is transfixation or hemi transfixation incision. That's the other transfixation incision, and it is caudal dislocation if there is present. Septocolumnar incision between caudal end of septal cartilage and columella. Technique is raise the mucoperichondrial, mucoperiosteal flap on one side only. Separate septal cartilage from vomer and ethmoid plate. Raise mucoperiosteal flap on opposite side of the septum. Remove maxillary crest to realign septal cartilage. Correct the septum by removing any deformed part. Transseptal sutures placed to co-apt mucoperichondrial flaps. Nasal packs should be performed. So all these are the techniques used for the septoplasty. Methods to correct deformed septal cartilage. Scoring on concave side. So these are some methods that are used for the deformed septal cartilage correction. Scoring on concave side, cross-hatching or morselizing, shaving, wedge excision, and further manipulations by realignment of nasal spine, separation of septal cartilage from upper lateral cartilages. So these are all the methods for the correction of deformed septal cartilage. Implantation of cartilage strip in columella or dorsum of nose. Postoperative care, daycare surgery, patient with obstructive sleep apnea observed overnight. It's very important that we should observe the patient overnight if they have sleep apnea. Otherwise, it's outpatient surgery. Usually, patients go home after the procedure. Post-operative care of the patient is avoid strenuous exercise after the procedure. Pack, if kept, is removed next day. Not to blow nose or sneeze hard. Saline spray or steam inhalation after pack removal. Xylo or oxymetazoline drops. Nasal splints removed on 4th to 8th day. Gentle suction of nose, avoid trauma to nose, and wipe nose gently. So all these are common post-operative care measures should be used. No forceful blowing of the nose, no forceful sneezing, wipe the nose gently, avoid any trauma to the nose, and these are the common measures that should be done. Complications, same as for submucosal resection operation. We have bleeding can occur, septal hematoma and abscess, septal perforation, supratip depression, saddle nose deformity, columellar retraction, persistence of septal deviation, external nasal deformity, cerebrospinal fluid rhinorrhea, and toxic shock syndrome. So the complications of the two conditions are pretty much the same. Procedure is it takes over the SMR. Now deviated nasal septum is treated by the septoplasty, but the post-operative cares complications are the same as submucosal resection. So that concludes our topic of ENT surgeries, in which we talked about 4 different procedures, which were inferior antrostomy, anterior antrostomy, then we talked about submucosal resection and septoplasty. Thank you for watching sqadia.com.